Alright, mic testing, 1, 2, 3. Alright, hello, my name is Damien, and, or just Pimp Waiter. I still have to change my account name, but Twitch said in 2 months after Twitch I can change my account name, so for now, I'm stuck with I am Damien, and that's okay by me. Honestly, that's okay by me. This is my first podcast, and it's gonna be called the Judge Free Zone. We're gonna be having guests from all different backgrounds, sharing their stories with all of us, including me and you. And we're just gonna hear a lot of stories, and we're gonna have a lot of controversial topics. But like the name of the show says, it's a Judge Free Zone. So honestly, for my first guest, I have one of my really good friends. He's a director, an upcoming director, and also a person I'm gonna be collabing with soon in channel 925 and joining the bigger channel. I want to introduce Jesse.
Hey, what's up, Damien?
Hello.
How's it going?
How you doing, bro?
Pretty good. Today's a beautiful day. It's a little hot, but we're in a shaded spot, so yeah, and also isolated, so that's why we have a mask on.
Yes, sir.
You know, isolated spots. So,
Yeah. Plus, please do get the COVID vaccine. Like, seriously, it's for serious. Like, I will fucking choke you. Not yet.
Oh,
No.
You better get it.
No. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But do get the COVID vaccine because honestly, it does help.
Yeah, it just gives you kind of the freedom, you know. I'm fully vaxxed, and so you know.
Yeah. And I'm 50%.
Yeah.
So for the first question I wanted to ask, and yeah, this might seem like I'm just chasing clout. 100%, 100 fucking percent.
No shame.
Yeah. There you fucking go. All right. What do you think about the Jake Paul fight? Is it rigged or is it not rigged?
Oh, it's 100%. It's 100% rigged, and I have a couple reasons why. So first, right? So I watched the fight, kind of illegally, I guess. I streamed it, cause I'm not paying for that shit.
Yeah, no, you good.
But watching that fight, okay, the punch looks straight out of WWE.
Yeah.
The fall and everything, and here's a couple reasons how a couple ways I can tell that was a fake punch, because you know, I watched fighting all my life. I've watched UFC, boxing with my dad. I've also watched WWE all my life. So I do know the difference between, you know, a held back punch and, you know, getting really knocked out versus getting knocked out for the camera, right? And also I'm a director, and, you know, I've been taking master classes, and I watch how you're supposed to get knocked out on camera without hurting an actor. And so I guess because of my partial background in all this stuff, I'm not actually a fighter myself, but I have a cousin who is a boxer, and so Julian Bridges, look out for his name in the boxing community in a couple years. Anyways, so shout out to Julian. But I've seen the difference between someone really getting knocked out by both a punch and a kick, and someone getting fake knocked out like in the WWE. Yeah. And there's a couple ways you can actually tell the difference. So the biggest way you can tell is the fall. So when someone's really knocked out, your body just loses control, and you almost like ragdoll. You know, your legs buckle, your head is just moving crazily.
Basically, everything shuts down.
Everything shuts down. That's the point of a knockout. It's a concussion. And so when you're falling, you have no control of what body parts hit the floor. And so you'll see legs moving weird. You'll see the head just straight up slamming a floor or something. And, you know, when you're falling down on the floor, if you're conscious, you will not want to do that to yourself. So you'll put a shoulder down, you'll fall kind of gracefully, and there's a very clear difference if you really watch some of these WWE fights. I mean, you'll notice that they fall down and stuff, but they fall down gracefully. They fall down hitting their butt first or their shoulder first. I mean, it's very clean. And when someone's really getting knocked out, they're stiff. They're either stiff or ragdoll, and so they have no control of how they fall. And so watching the Jake Paul fight, I noticed that Ben Askren, who was a UFC fighter, so I'll get to that in a minute, Ben Askren falls down gracefully. He fell kind of nice and, got right back up after. And so I know that when someone's really getting knocked out, especially a UFC fighter, if he was really honestly phased by that punch, he would have not fallen down like that. He would have, been just out cold, and he wasn't. So there's that. And now talking about Ben Askren himself. So he had alternate motives. He basically said out loud, or
Said
not
out loud.
yeah, not really out loud, I guess on Twitter or wherever.
Even on Snapchat, he said that I'm doing it for the money.
Yeah, straight up. And so we know he's doing it for the money. Okay, so if he's doing it for the money, he doesn't care if he wins or loses. And I've seen him really get knocked out twice, or I guess there's two different versions of him getting knocked out on the internet. The most famous one is Jorge Masvidal's flying knee in the UFC, and you'll see that when he falls down from that flying knee, he doesn't fall gracefully. He really just falls flat on his face, and then his body is stiff afterwards. So he ragdolls first, but then when he hits the floor, he gets stiff. And that's how you know Ben Askren was really, really knocked out. He had no control of his body. There's no way in hell that he could have, I guess, fallen gracefully, because he was really knocked out.
Now, I got a question. So, I got a question. So we definitely talked about Ben Askren, that's for sure.
Okay.
Do you genuinely think that Jake Paul is a good fighter? Because personally, I feel like he's like a decent fighter. Like, I wouldn't say he's the best one, but him calling out Conor McGregor is definitely a far-fetched dream, because I don't know, personally, to me, if you fake a fight, first of all, which by the way, it's out, it's fake, and it's entertainment, yeah. Then he fought a YouTuber who was KSI's friend, not even the real deal, KSI, and then he fought KSI's brother, who, by the way, didn't have any training whatsoever. So yeah, just to add on to your point, it's just like it's actually nuts, because this guy's getting a lot of attention, and just for basically acting out a whole thing. I do want to ask you one question though.
Okay.
So I know you're starting your channel 925 production, and we're gonna be a part of it soon. And I wanted to know, what are your plans? Not like giving like everything, but just give me like a little hint, like a little tease.
For sure. All right, so there's a lot of things going on the channel. So a while back we released our first kind of really more of a skit, but we can call it a short film that was starring you and Steven. And then after that, so we kind of went behind the scenes. We did a lot of our stuff behind the scenes, I guess. And so the ideal plan for that channel is that every year there's going to be 2 big movies. When I mean big movies, I mean feature lengths. So that's going to be 45 minutes or longer, or an hour or longer. So we got 2 big projects coming up. I guess I could talk about them a little bit. I'm not going to reveal too much about them, but one of them is going to be a big horror film coming out, or actually not really coming out, but filming in the summer. And that's with my good friend Mikey and Jeremy behind the scenes there writing this thing. And then afterwards, around Christmas time, we're going to be shooting a street racing film. So those are the 2 big films. After that, or I guess in between that, pretty much every month we're going to be working on a different short film. So basically it's going to be a collaborative effort between me and my fellow director friend Christian, and just good friend. Christian, if you're watching, you're listening, you're awesome, man. Anyways, so besides the point, so me and Christian are basically going to be taking turns making short films every month. And so in theory, there should be a lot of short films on the channel. And each of these short films, if we deem it, good enough, we will submit it to a film festival and see where we go from there. Because, there's a lot of ideas we have for short films that, we're just starting to make. And I have also a couple other friends who are, basically specialize in other places like camera work and stuff like that want to direct too. They want to make their own stories. And so there's going to be a lot of short films on the 925 Productions channel. And so that's one thing. I'm trying to think of what else. Podcasts. So as you heard from Damien, this podcast will actually be both shown on Damien's channels,
Yeah.
whatever, YouTube and otherwise, probably Twitch too, or and it will also be on the 925 Productions YouTube channel. So you'll be able to see a lot more of Damien and me, but you'll mostly be seeing me in the credits, not really on this acting part. But that's kind of the plan right now. We're just going with that. And then there's gonna be a lot of projects on the side, because 925 Productions is not limited to this stuff. I mean, you can do vlogs. Oh yes, and another thing, there will be a food vlog on there every week, and so we're supposed to have podcasts every week, a food vlog every week, and maybe once or twice a month a short film, and once and twice a year at least have a big film. So a lot of stuff, very busy schedule.
That's honestly really ambitious, but at the same time, it's kind of realistic, 100%. And one thing I do want to know is like, what do you think is going to be the timetable? Like, I know you said like once a week and stuff, but like, on what days would you be doing what? Or, yeah. So what are you planning to do for that, or is it like uncertain right now?
A little bit uncertain, at least with the short films and the big movies. Uncertain because, I mean, we're just starting out, and so we don't know how long that's really going to take. It's kind of our trial testing period, putting our foot in the door, with all these short films and big films. But the podcast and the food vlog, however, we're going to have your podcast probably every Wednesday, because it seems like that's what you like best.
Yeah.
And the food vlog is going to be most likely every Friday, with variations from some week to week, depending upon our schedules and stuff, and finals for you and me. And so it all depends, but for the most part, we're gonna try to keep at least the podcast and the food vlogs on the same days. But the short films and the two big films I have planned, I have no idea. It's just a kind of a ballpark estimate.
Yeah. One thing I did want to add on to Jesky's point 100% is related to this podcast, the Judge Free Zone. Now, the Judge Free Zone is a part of the 925 Productions, and I'm pretty sure you commented on like one of my videos, like, is this a secret project? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So like, this is honestly, it is gonna be a part of it. It is gonna be a part of the 925 production, 100%. And on this podcast, we're going to be having a lot of guest appearances. We're going to have, so far I have about like 10 people on the roster. And
That's 10 weeks at least.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And I'm kind of excited about this, of course, because like I said in the start of this podcast, that I get to talk about my story and they get to talk about their story, and we get to see two perspectives on hopefully the same story. So it's I don't know. And that's why it's called a Judge Free Zone, because anything is open for interpretation. So also related to the podcast is the scenery. It's not gonna be outside all the time. Of course, once the whole podcast is pushed over to a much more secluded area, because I'm probably gonna be going to Canada soon, hopefully. And if that happens, the podcast will be in a secluded room, which I'll kind of name studio, and it'll be more, less car sounds, and like, it's gonna be more focused on like the conversation itself. So we're not gonna be hearing a lot of wind or anything. It's just gonna be focused on the conversation. So we're definitely trying to improve on that as well. Ooh. So okay, one thing I wanted to talk about, because I know you and I are into gaming, obviously, and I know you play a lot of competitive games, 100%, like, definitely. And one of the most beautiful platforms is Rocket League. So yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, let's hear about Rocket League, the good, the bads, and what hooks you to Rocket League exactly.
Well, a couple things. I'll talk about the goods first. So a lot of the good things, the biggest good thing about Rocket League is how competitive it is. It basically, like, when you play online, first of all, you will meet toxic players. That's one of the bads too, the good and the bad, competitiveness. Thing is, it's car soccer, and so it's in that aspect, it's pretty straightforward. But when you're learning the mechanics, there's a big learning curve, and because it's physics based and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to get into at first. You'll mess up a lot, and but it's fun too. It's really fun. It's a very exciting game, and like I said, the competitiveness you'll feel, and I feel like it's easy to get into. And so even if you're an amateur player starting out, I mean, it's worth a try at least. It's free to play right now, so this isn't a sponsored message, by the way. But yeah, it's a good game. It's a really good game, and the goods definitely outweigh the bad. Like I said, biggest good is the competitiveness. The second one would be it's just amusing. It's entertaining. Well, when you're demolishing cars and stuff like that, and going really fast trying to hit a ball to a goal with a car, it's just, I don't know what it is. It's pretty fun. The main bad is the toxic fan base. The good thing about that is if you're playing on console, you will most likely match with like console players, and so console players can't type fast enough to say too much stuff to you, so you won't get too much of that, especially on the lower ranks. A lot of console players play on the lower ranks, but as you move up, you will meet PC players, and PC players, man, they're toxic because they can type, and so that's a big advantage. But for the most part, though, I mean, if you just go into it just having fun and not really caring about what other people say, you can also mute people too. You can have the option to just like not see messages from the other team or your teammates for that matter. Yeah, I would recommend that, though, to be honest. Yeah, once you get over that like kind of barrier that it's hard to figure out, like once you get there and you start seeing how competitive it is, you'll see how fun it is too.
Alright, thanks, mate. But yeah, I personally have played some competitive games like PUBG, Call of Duty. Not serious Call of Duty, it's just Call of Duty Mobile. Don't judge me, I swear to God. Alright, so I just recently started playing Rocket League, as you know, and I recently joined your club too. And I would say I'm fairly doing okay. Yeah, to add on your point, definitely, like you are 100% right. PC players are very creative with their insults, and I think the water save really triggers you. Like that's one thing I've seen you how pissed you get when tell me the worst incident that happened when somebody water saved you. What did you do?
The worst parts are when your own teammate says that to you. It's I hate that.
It's a punch in the gut.
Yeah, and so it's basically what a save is a very sarcastic message. When you let a goal happen on you, when someone scores a goal on you and they're saying what a save, like it's just them being assholes. And I think the worst incident was when I was what a save by a teammate, and like we were winning. We were up like I think 4-0. And so, by the way, just for context, it's a 5 minutes per match game, and we have like maybe a minute and a half left. We were winning like 5-0. Well, at that point, 5-1. And so I'm just like, what the hell? Like, why, like, I don't know. For some reason, maybe I was having a bad day or something. I sabotaged my teammate. I was like, you know what? You're gonna want to save me? All right. We don't. I just basically gave up a loss just to torment my teammate. And so yeah, it was just us being assholes to each other, and we ended up losing. It was like a 2v2 game, and it turned into a 3v1. I scored goals on myself. I didn't care. I was so mad at the teammate, dude. Because I mean, we're winning. Why would you be an asshole to your own teammate when you're winning? Like that's asking for it almost.
That's bad.
Maybe not. Maybe if that happened to me now, because that was when a while ago when I was still a learning player, I guess. I don't know. But if that happened to me now, I wouldn't do the same thing. But man, I felt so good after that. Man, you deserve to lose, so it was worth it.
Honestly, you aren't alone there. I kind of sabotaged my own teammate too, and yeah, I know I don't feel well about it, but honestly, why would you do that to your own teammate?
Yeah.
That does not make sense.
Yeah.
It genuinely does not sit well with me. Like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, they're your teammate. Like, you're supposed to try to at least win, you know, with each other.
Exactly.
Or at least deal with each other, you know.
Or say something like, "Oh, dude, like try better" or something. Not like, "Oh yeah, what a save." It really is it's a punch to the gut, definitely.
But that's part of the problem is because, you know, console players, all they can do is quick chat. They can't really type that fast, you know. And so a lot of console players, maybe they mean something else, but they'll say what a save. Or they'll say one of the other quick chat options, and you can easily take it the wrong way. And so yeah, I think you should just not say anything really if you can't, you know, type it and, you know, explain yourself or anything. Yeah, but that dude, there was no doubt. I mean, it was right after someone scored a goal on me. He said what a save to me like 3 times in the chat. Like, it was no accident. It wasn't accidental. Like, no, it was intentional. So yeah. And also, he found the time to type too. You know, when someone scores a goal, you have like maybe 6 to 10 seconds to type, and yeah, he used that. Every time a goal was scored, he was like, "You're a fucking asshole," this, and oh man, horrible messages. So I had no sympathy for him. So yeah.
Yeah, honestly, that's fucked. But but like, okay, now we're going to kind of like the deep end. Yeah.
Oh, deep end.
Yeah. Okay. So, warning. This is just our opinion.
Ooh.
It's a beautiful thing.
Ooh.
And
deep end. Let's go. All right.
It's kind of about body shaming.
Body shaming. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give my personal opinion first. Yeah. And
Okay. Sure.
After that, oh, you can go first. I don't know. It's your wish. Yeah.
It's your show, so.
All right. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. It's my show. You hear that, boys? It's my show. No, I'm kidding. But yeah. All right. So, first of all, I gotta say it's a very good thing. Like, body positivity, it's a great thing.
Okay.
Oh no, not the other one.
Oh.
No. No, not the other thing.
I mean, it's your show, so it doesn't matter. You know.
No, body positivity, 100%
Okay.
great thing. It's stupid not to think it's a great thing, because personally, like, if someone, okay, I'm just gonna bring up a random example. If I was born with a condition where I did not have like 5 fingers and instead 3 fingers,
Yeah.
I should not be bullied for that. It makes 100% sense, because I was born this way, you know, and like, you can't change it. You can't change it. I mean, there might be surgeries, I don't know, but the fact is, I was born this way, and honestly, I don't think that matters. I think what matters is heart, you know?
Mm-hmm.
In the end of the day, heart and personality, like, that's what matters. But however, even if people are fat, I can understand that. Body positivity, I'm fat. I'm fat myself. I'm chubby.
You're not fat.
You're
fat.
not fat. I got a dad bod, bro.
He's not fat.
I'm fat. But
Maybe I'm chubby. I don't know, but you're not.
Mate.
You're skinny.
Okay, sure. Alright, thanks for gassing me up, but seriously though.
Speaking of facts.
Alright.
Alright, go ahead.
So, like, I feel like I'm a little chub. A little bit. Alright,
Okay.
so I would say that's, like, I'm positive about that. Like, I got stretch marks, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like body positivity goes to a bad turn, and this might be a little off. I feel like body positivity turns to a bad turn if someone is using it for an excuse to get out of a health condition, kind of in like a denial state. Like, let's say you go to a doctor and the doctor says you have to lose some pounds, or it's going to be a risk to your health. At that point, how can we call this beauty when you're literally dying or something, right? Like, I feel like there's a balance that's supposed to be there. I don't know. That's my opinion on it. What's yours?
Oh wow. Okay, this is yeah. I thought that was someone else.
Okay.
Is that
Wait, what?
that person walking? Is that? That's not right. Okay, you're looking at them and it's not. So it's not. Okay.
Fuck it.
All right. Anyways, so what I was gonna say is gosh, this is a hard one. This is like you said, deep end.
Deep water.
Okay.
Just.
I will. Okay, so I will say this. So I actually have seen people talk about both sides of this, about liking body positivity and not liking body positivity. I'm actually not really in the middle about this one. I am very much about body positivity. So here it goes. So I'm just gonna kind of explain the other people's opinions just to play devil's advocate, and I'm gonna try to break down why I think they're wrong. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure about anything really related to this issue, because I experienced a little bullying about me being, like chubby and when I was little, but it's not something I really face in my day-to-day life. So like I said, I don't have too much of an opinion from that, but I will say this. So I've seen it's really more the gym bros. A lot of the gym bros are the ones who are like, man, fuck body positivity, and they say that because they're like, well, we shouldn't be coddling people, for laziness or whatever. And to me, I say, why the fuck do you care, right? If you're not if you really are comfortable with your own body, you wouldn't care about other people's. Facts. To be honest, right? Obviously you do. So I think that's more of a personal issue, with them, for people who are like, you can't. Our society's becoming weak because of it. Like, man, all right, fucking do something about it then. You know what I mean? Like, don't be saying that while sitting on your ass or whatever. And if you are a gym bro, cool. That's good for you. I think that's just where I'm not on. I'm very much kind of sided on this issue, which is kind of rare. I'm a centrist, and I don't really side towards a lot of issues, but there's some that I do. And definitely this one, because it just seems selfish to want to judge someone based off of their looks, in general. But this doesn't answer your question, because your question's really, well, I guess not your question, but your perspective, where you disagree with body positivity, is about the medical issues. And so that's where it's hard. That's where it gets tricky for me, because I think a lot of doctors I don't know, I guess they obsess over BMI and stuff like that. I just think in general, if you feel like something's off about your body, let's say you're at a weight you're uncomfortable with, then maybe you should make the effort to try to change that, But if you're comfortable with your body right now, be comfortable, Don't let almost don't let a doctor tell you what to do, even though at the same time they are medical professionals. But some doctors are assholes. They are. True. My mom works at the hospital, and she's not a doctor, but she meets a lot of doctors, and she knows that some doctors are gonna be more blunt, whereas others are gonna work with you a little bit, because in general you should understand where, I don't know, I feel like you should have a goal of where you want yourself to be. But if you're at your goal, if you feel comfortable with your body right now, don't care what other people say. Because if someone's saying that to you, that means that they have their own fucking issues, right? To be honest, I know I'm gonna disappoint some of my gym bro friends because of that, but honestly, they're comfortable with their bodies. They go to the gym, they constantly exercise. That's good. That's a good thing too. I don't think you should also shame people for being too muscular or anything either. Do what you want. If you feel you want to get somewhere with your body, or if you feel comfortable with your body, fucking go for it. Or I don't think there should be an exact science to all this stuff, which I think doctors think, right? Doctors think, oh, you should be at a certain BMI, you're too fat, you're too for your height or whatever. But I don't think it matters. I think what matters more so is how you feel. If you feel comfortable in your body, then don't listen to what the haters say, because they're hating for a reason, right? They're insecure about their own bodies. So or people might say they're not, but I mean, come on, if you really, maybe they're not insecure about their bodies, but they're assholes. Don't be an asshole. Don't judge people based off their looks. I mean, because why? Just live your own life. Why you go fuck about other people's? I guess maybe where a lot of those where a lot of the people who are not body positivity, or not for body positivity. I think a lot of what gets them mad is also what they see on the billboards and stuff and advertisements. But honestly, like, most of those products you don't use anyways, right? Like, you know, people might complain about you know, plus size models and stuff like that. Like, well, fucking then you sign up to be a model then or something if you want to change that, right? But they're not. They're just haters. And so, you know, I think in general, if you're a hater, like, just fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's why I'm very much for body positivity, or at least maybe, yeah, I'm very for it. Because, like, you know, anyone should be comfortable with their body. You know, no matter what, 100%. Right? You might not like how someone's body looks, then just don't bother them, right? You don't have to be an asshole and shame them, you know? Like, it's just, it's ridiculous, right? Like, why, you know, if you're really shaming someone, I don't know. I feel like people are more likely to shame celebrities because, you know, they're always in the media and stuff like that. You know, and people will like to hate on celebrities and stuff like that. I personally don't care. But, you know, I guess a lot of people like to shame those celebrities and stuff, but same time, like, they're not you, and they're most likely more successful than you, so you should not care. You really shouldn't care. You shouldn't take your time out and go onto the Instagram comment section and just, you know, say like, oh, you're too fat, or you look ugly, or whatever, because why bother? Why do you care so much, right? That's, you know, but that is my personal opinion. I guess, yeah, I'm more so looking into this from like a you shouldn't care about how someone looks side of you, you know, unless you're, you know, insecure about your own looks. Right? So, yeah, that's, I don't know if I answered your question exactly.
No, I think that answered it pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, because even with, oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, yeah. I wanted to actually add on to your point that, yeah, it's 100% true. Like, unless you're, like, really uncomfortable with it, then maybe being in denial about it is not a really good idea. But otherwise, if you're comfortable with whatever size you are, then 100% go for it. You know, work it 100%. But I feel like that's in the opposite spectrum too. Like, a lot of people get like too buffed and they start like, I don't know, like like some people go to the gym, yeah, and like there's this meme which has been released these days, like fatophobic. Have you heard of it? It's like, no. Yes, there's some post that says, you know, if you go to the gym, you're fatophobic. And yeah, it's like,
that's ridiculous.
That's the thing is, like, that's ridiculous. That's really, really ridiculous, because it's like, if someone wants to go to the gym, let them. If someone wants to be the way they are, let them. Don't shame people, goddammit, because then we don't have to talk like this. But
that's another case of someone being insecure about their body.
Exactly.
And probably the opposite way, right? Instead of it being a look of like, oh, they're gross because of this, that's probably more envy.
Yeah.
Like, people are mad that, you know, other people are more swole and stuff like that. Yeah. Same thing though. Like, you really shouldn't shame people for what they want to be. You know, let them be them. Like, why do you care? You know what I mean? Don't be an asshole.
Extinguishing someone.
If you really don't like the way someone looks, just leave them alone. Just don't engage with them, honestly, because that's how you get rid of them. That's how you don't see it on your For You page and stuff like that. You just don't interact with it, right? You know, if you keep commenting stuff on, you know, someone's page, and like, you know, they're gonna appear more. That's how the algorithm works. You comment on someone, even if it's a hateful comment, you're still gonna see them more. So if you really honestly don't care about the way, if you don't like the way someone looks, just don't bother.
Just don't talk to them.
Yeah, because you know, that can lead to really serious stuff. You know, things not cool.
True.
And it really affects how certain people, you know, go on about their lives and stuff. And so, you know, and that's not going to solve the issue too. It's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
And so, honestly, like I said, just, you know, don't like the way someone looks, whether they're, you know, whether you're envious of them or whether you're disgusted by them, just move on, right? I think that's pretty simple.
True.
I don't know. What do you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, it is like, if people are happy the way they are, then go for it. Like, okay, then yeah, go for it. Like, if you're buffed and you're happy, go for it. If you're a little chubby and you're happy, go for it. Don't let anybody tell you that, you know, you're doing bad, unless of course, like, it's an actual, again, like, I don't know how, I know I keep going on the medical condition, but like, the thing is, like, I think personally there's a balance to accepting yourself at the same time, like, not being in denial, right? Like, there has to be that balance. I know, like you said, like, some doctors are assholes.
Yeah. Or they're blunt.
Or they're really blunt and comes out the wrong way. It's fucked. It definitely is fucked. But I feel like the end of the day, it's all about maintaining balance between being, well, kind of like doing what you want to do and doing what you have to do.
I see.
And I'm not saying you have to work out, or I'm not saying you want to be fat. It could be the other way around. It could be whatever you want, basically. Just not going overboard is like the key, I think. Too much of anything is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my uncle says, everything in moderation. Like
Exactly.
That's cool.
Exactly. And related to the haters, like, you know, like the actual people who bully,
Mm-hmm.
and it's simple as this: extinguishing someone else's light won't make your light brighter. You know, it just wouldn't.
Wow.
It just wouldn't. Like, if you're a candle and they're a candle, extinguishing their light won't make you it's just lighter. It won't.
Wow.
It wouldn't. And I think it's very similar to this, is that just shaming someone for, like, let's say if you're buffed and I'm like super fat, and you know, like, I'm shaming you for that. It's not making you feel good. It's not making me feel good.
Yeah.
What's the point? What's the actual point?
Yeah.
It makes no point. It makes no sense. So definitely that is a huge point I want to say, is just don't hate people, bro. Like, generally just stop.
Just move on.
Yeah, just move
Live your
on.
own life. Yeah.
Yeah,
How's it going?
definitely. And okay.
That was deep. That was really deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's tricky. It is very tricky. I mean, you know, I don't know. Especially when, I guess, a person who's insecure about themselves goes to a doctor, and you know, they might have been dreading this visit, right? Because, you know, they know they're going to hear the same words they've heard all their life, whether they're too skinny or they're too fat or they're going through an eating disorder or something, you know. They dread going to the doctor because, like, you know, they know what words they're going to hear. They take their time to prepare for those words, you know, and sure enough, they hear those words, right? It's hard because from a medical professional's point of view, they just want their patients to be quote unquote healthy, right? So they have their own ideas of that. And I mean, hey, I'm not gonna say to completely, you know, go against your doctor, because I mean, they're probably right about certain things, right? You know, I don't know, I guess I would like for them to view what they're saying as advice rather than, like, you know, what you must absolutely do. But I don't know, it's very tricky, right? Because, like I said, I don't know if just straight up telling your doctor, like, oh, you're a hater, you know, because you don't like my body. I don't know if that's advised. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's tricky. But like I said, I do, however, believe, I think your body will tell you what you need to do.
Yeah.
I think there's a weight everyone's comfortable at, and you know, if they feel like they're not at that comfortable weight, then just evaluate yourself, you know, and see what's going on. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I think, yeah, your body's gonna tell you. And when you feel comfortable, then I think you should be proud of yourself, no matter what, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's move on the pace a little bit. This is a little bit lighter, but at the same time a tad bit more personal.
All right.
So if you're down for that,
I'm down.
All
Let's
right,
go.
sick.
Anything.
Okay. So this is the question I want to ask.
Okay.
What is the one motto you live by, and what is the incident that made you learn that motto, or, like, you know, what's the story behind it, basically? This is basically the story of what you believe, you know.
Oh,
Big thing.
wow.
Big thing for what you stand for, and how did it come to your life?
Wow.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just, shoot, that's a hard one.
I'll go for it next. Yeah.
All right. There's a lot of things I believe. That's why it's hard. I guess I'll look at this from different viewpoints. In my day-to-day life, I guess, yeah, because I have a way of thinking about different things. So, in my day-to-day life, I want to be the best at whatever I do. And a lot of my influences when it comes to that way of thinking are Kobe Bryant, Bruce Lee, trying to think of who else is a really big one. Yeah, I mean, Tupac even, I think, said this a couple times. But I just want to be the best version of myself as I can be in whatever I do. So whether that's in school, just studying harder than the rest, right? The Rock too. The Rock is a big one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because, you know, for The Rock, you know, he looks at it from a, you know, gym standpoint, right? Like, be the hardest worker in the gym. You know, like, you can be stronger than me, you can be faster than me, but you will not outwork me, right? The same thing goes for Kobe Bryant, or, you know, in basketball, right? He used to view it as, okay, even if I'm not the greatest, you know, I will outwork you, I will out hustle you, I will outperform you, you know. And Bruce Lee too, right? Bruce Lee, you know, he has that mindset to, like, be like water, be adaptive, and you know, you will be the best version of yourself. And so that's, I think, my day-to-day motto, right? I want to be better. I want to be the best version of myself as I can possibly be. And most of that goes towards, like, school and you know, my filmmaking, right? May not be the best filmmaker right now, but I will outwork you, you know, I will outstudy you, I will try my absolute hardest to make sure I am the best version of myself possible for that. So that's my day-to-day. Doing stuff with other people.
Okay, so sorry about that. For some reason my storage just decided to tell me to fuck off. So yeah, that was good. So yeah, what were you saying about you were talking about Bruce Lee?
Yeah. So my day-to-day motto when it comes to life comes from a couple people. It's Bruce Lee, Kobe Bryant, The Rock, and there's so many people I'm missing, I know for sure. But the basic thing is just to be the best version of yourself as you can be. And shoot, I even got that from the Avengers. What Thor's mom says to Thor, like, it's something similar to that, like, be the best version of yourself you can be. And so that's my day-to-day motto. I think I try to be the best in whatever I can be, because let's say, for instance, in filmmaking, right, I might not be the greatest director, but I will outstudy you, I will work you out, like, you know, I'll try to be the best I can be, right? And I'll do everything I can to be the best, right? In school, right, same thing, like, you know, I'll, you know, even if I'm not the greatest student there, I am gonna outstudy you, you know, I'm gonna what's it called, you know, I'm gonna stay longest in class, you know, I'm gonna make sure I be the best student I can be, right? So that kind of applies to my day-to-day. But my kind of, I guess, outlook on different things, like politics, for instance, is different. I view it in the Assassin's Creed way of viewing it, which is their famous The Assassin's Creed, which part of it is nothing is true, everything is permitted. Meaning that whatever you hear, right, from anyone in power or in general people on the street, nothing is true. Like, you always be skeptical about what someone is saying, because there's usually some motive behind it, right? And so when I look at news about any politician or, you know, anything that's going on, I do a studying. You know, I don't assume that I know about it, because I honestly don't. You know, you can only get so far into knowing the full story about something, because everything's skewed, right? And so, you know, that's where I really knew I was a centrist, right? And plus, I took the political quizzes, and I always get centrist. But that it's just the basic idea that you don't trust what anyone's saying at face value, right? You take it in, right? You're not closed-minded, you're still open-minded, but you understand that there might be a reason they're saying this. They might be skewed in a certain way. So just to do your own kind of research, or do your own version of studying it. And everything is permitted is kind of like saying, you know, like, there's certain, I guess that part's more like the vigilante part, why the assassins are kind of lawless, right? They don't follow anyone's orders or something like that, you know, because it's all made up by people in power and stuff like that. I guess I don't have that part of the viewpoint really, but I do think that, like, you know, you should look at everything kind of from, I don't know, try to get as many people's perspectives as possible on all sides of an issue, not just two, you know, before judging for yourself or before claiming that you know everything about an issue. For instance, we're talking about body positivity. There's a reason I said, like, hey, I'm not an expert on this, because I don't have everyone's perspective about that, you know. I only know a certain couple people's perspective, and so, you know, I'm not a master of that, you know. I'm not someone who can claim that they know everything about that subject, right? Or any subject for that matter. You're always a student. At least for me, I'm always a student. I'm always taking in everyone's opinion through an open-minded perspective, but also realizing that, you know, like, where is it coming from, you know? And that's pretty much when anyone talks about anything except their own personal experiences. Obviously, when someone has their own personal experiences, that's their own story. So, you know, I guess I take it face value. You know, I don't assume someone's lying to me right away when it comes to that. When it comes to anything like political or just kind of world news in general, even something simple as sports, right? If it's not confirmed, you know, I don't assume, right? And so I'm not a big person when it comes. I'm not big about rumors. I don't. Conclusions. I know. I don't ever jump into conclusions. Exactly. Yeah. I will walk my way and, you know, get everyone's opinion before I reach a conclusion, and I might not ever reach conclusions about certain issues. You know, that's probably one of the downsides about being a centrist, is, like, you know, sometimes you have a hard time committing to an opinion. You know, but some topics I do have my, you know, I guess, opinion. You know, I do believe in certain things and stuff, but I don't dismiss anyone's point of view at face value unless they're shouting it. Like, if you're just getting shouted a slogan, you know, then, like, it's not telling you much, you know. But when you look into an issue, any issue, because most of the time, I mean, the word politics itself means about the people, right? So there's people affected by any of these issues. Body positivity, it goes into people's psyche, you know. A lot of people are really self-conscious about their bodies, and so if you say something, you have to keep that in mind, that, like, a lot of people, you know, believe a certain way. You know, and that's going the other way too. A lot of, you know, people believe, oh, society shouldn't be this way. I don't look at it like that. I view everything from an open-minded perspective, because I have to. I feel like if you're gonna be the best version of yourself, this ties into my other life motto, that you have to be an open-minded person, because you can't grow if you're closed-minded. Your mind won't expand, you know what I mean? That's the whole point of being open-minded, is to expand your mind, expand your knowledge, and learn everyone's perspective while they're here. You know, we have only a finite amount of time where we understand all this knowledge about ourselves, right? You know, it's almost honorable to be human, right? And stuff like that. You know, your time here on earth, right? I don't know if there's, I guess, a point to it, but while I'm here, at least for me, I'm gonna be open-minded. I'm gonna try to get as many people's perspective on as many things as possible as I can before I go. But also, if I am committed to doing something, like for me right now, filmmaking and getting my psychology degree, I'm gonna be the best. I want to try. You know, I'm gonna try to outwork and try to be the best while I can. Right? So,
for me personally, it's got to be one day or the other, the truth will prevail. For me, that's been like a rule my mom's taught me, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't think so. And, like, I've been talking to a lot of groups, like people who have been in my high school. If they see this video, they'll know that I've been a part of, like, a lot of groups. I've been a part of the preppy group, the jock group, every group. And, like, the thing is, one thing I know is they have so many secrets. People hide secrets. People hide so many secrets, and secrets are fine, but hiding secrets about other people with them, it's just something like, it's just, and I'm not talking like secrets like, oh, Garrett likes Jacob, something like that. No, I'm talking like genuine opinions and secrets and stuff like, which gossips basically. And the thing is, to me, I don't believe in like hiding stuff like that. Like stuff like that. If I'm gonna give an opinion on you, I'm gonna give an opinion on you to your face, because what I believe is truth will prevail in the end of the day. And it'd honestly be best coming from me than hearing it from someone else for that point. And because like, let's say for example, let's say I was talking shit about you.
Yeah.
Hypothetical situation.
Okay.
I was talking shit about you, and I was talking shit about you to person A. Person A later on tells that I've been talking shit about you to you. That's bitching. That's bitching about them. And it's like, it's the truth, of course. Like, that's how I feel, right? That's how I feel. But I have to say that to you. So it's like, for me, hiding information and just telling one person about it and not talking about it to the main person himself, like, the truth is gonna come out. The truth prevails, and it might hurt, but again, honesty is the best policy, right? Like, there's a reason that's the saying, because people will, I feel like some people would rather live in a bitter truth than a sweet lie, right? Like, I feel like that's a better thing, honestly, to live in a better truth, because then you can improve yourself, or, you know, improve the situation you're in. But a bitter lie is just saying out of sight, out of mind. I don't know this dude. Fuck off. Fuck right off. It's like, it's kind of living an illusion in a way. And I'm personally not a big fan of that. And yeah, it's just okay. So I'm gonna close off the podcast, of course. But okay, so one thing I want to say is, what would you say in 1 or 2 sentences, after of course promoting your own channel? What would you say is a message from you, creator, to everyone who's watching this video right now?
And whatever you do, I would actually recommend for you guys to be the best in whatever you want to be. And the best version of yourself is always the one where you are the most happy, simply put. The one where you're at most in tune with your own self. So if you know you want to do something and that's gonna make you happy, it's gonna bring you long-term satisfaction and stuff, do it. You know, don't be afraid to be happy, simply.
And with that, unfortunately, my camera broke down and just didn't record the rest. But basically, what he said was, I hope you guys subscribe to the channel. The link will be in the description. And also, I hope you subscribe to my friend's channel, channel 925, which will also be in the description. And if you really like this, you don't need to leave like, I don't really care about that. Just please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next week. So yeah, take care.